I'm in West Kirby, which has recently been named the best place to live in Merseyside for community wellbeing, and that index takes into account all things such as social spaces, green space, schools, everything to do with the community. So we've been out speaking to people on the streets by the seafront to see what they think of that and what they think of living in West Kirby.
Got a great chip shop. One thing it's missing, me and my wife are both vegan. They haven't got any good vegan eateries, so that would be a good improvement it could make. But other than that, yeah, chip shops, and it's just a nice, relaxed lifestyle.
And how often do you come here?
At least once a month. Yeah, whenever we get away to the seaside, this is the place that we come to. Honestly, we looked a little while ago at house prices, and it's a little bit out of our range at the moment. It's very expensive, but no, it's definitely somewhere that we aspire to. If ever we want a nice day out, we'll come to West Kirby. So it's the kind of place I imagine that we'd come to and retire.
Obviously the great thing is the beach and the open space and the fresh air. Also as a town, the nice thing about the town, it's very varied, so it's not full of just standard high street shops. There are plenty of independent shops and small bars and cafes, a lot of variety, and I think generally it's the mix of the place. There's all kinds of things to do. If you live here, walks on the beach, walks around the lake, lots of sporting facilities, and I think probably one of its biggest assets is its transport links, having the station, regular trains into Liverpool and therefore onto the rest of the world effectively.
West Kirby's lovely, it's nice, the people are nice, and there's plenty of things to do, and there's loads of nice shops and restaurants if you want a coffee or a nice walk around the lake even.
Yes, because it is safer. There's a lot of community spirit. A lot of volunteering, isn't there? Nice places to go, nice places to eat. You can speak. Yes.
Obviously there are lots of high streets which a lot of people say are dying because they're not getting, they haven't got the variety, and a lot of the sort of traditional department stores and regular high street stores are moving out. But I think the advantage of West Kirby are there are lots of independents who are staying because they get, I guess, the local trade.
It's tougher now, I think, than it was 20 years ago. I've very much noticed at the supermarkets we've had a Morrison's come into town and an Aldi come into town, and people very much do one-stop shop. It's all convenience, but we still keep busy as we've always been. But I think that little cream on the top has been taken off to what we used to be, so we have to work much harder. What we try and do in our shop is we try and produce food that is suitable for all age groups. I've sort of done a lot of touring around the world, Holland, looking at different types of food as to what new ideas we can bring in. If we stick to what we've always done, we're not going to encourage new customers. So we're always looking at new products all the time to bring the younger customer into the shop. Well, it has character. It's a seaside village. And it's a very small hub of the community. Everybody knows everybody, and you tend to find that people that live in West Kirby tend to stay in West Kirby, so everybody then seems to know what everybody else is doing. What makes us different from every other town, I think, is for me, I've noticed the community spirit is fantastic. Business community spirits. I very much head a business group, and we all work really hard to bring in new things into the town. We're bringing in a raft race on the marine lake. We're looking at getting the lake dredged for the racing, for the sailing club. So we're very much involved, not just in the business, but the whole of West Kirby area.
So having spoken to people who come to West Kirby, that they're either residents or local tourists, it's clear that it has something to offer for everyone. So there's lots of independent local businesses is something that people talk about. So whether they're cafes or restaurants, there's lots of green space on offer. There's also great views by the coast and the lake. So there's lots of positive vibes from people about West Kirby.